Everyone. Welcome to the 8th Majalis of the English Ashra series. First off, I would like to request Brother Mehdi Fayaz to recite a few verses of the Quran.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والفجر وليال عشر والشفع والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم لذي هجر ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد وفرعون ذي الأوتاد الذين طغوا في البلاد فأكثروا فيها الفساد فصب عليهم ربك صوت عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون ماله حبا جما كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Jazakallah. Thank you for that beautiful recitation, Ali. Now I would like to invite Maulana Sayyid Ali Radhavi for tonight's lecture. Please welcome him with loud salawat.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بفضل الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المعصومين المظلومين لا سيما بقية الله الأعظم الحجة ابن الحسن فداه أرواح العالمين صلى الله عليك يا مولاي وابن مولاي يا أبا عبد الله وعلى المستشهدين بين يديه. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين. يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة، غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. اللهم العن أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد، وآخر تابع له على ذلك. اللهم لعن العصابة التي جاهدت الحسين وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله. اللهم لعنهم جميعا. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليك سيدي وعلى آبائك الطاهرين وأولادك المنتجبين والسبايا من آل بيتك. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. قال الله العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان، فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. صدق الله العلي العظيم. So why we cannot trust other sects' historians? I'd like to shed the light on the topic today and try to prove it, so everyone can understand why we are so doubtful about what they write and how they think and how they analyze. And of course, there is no doubt they were influenced by tyrants, oppressors, those who were really against Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. Not only Ahlul Bayt, but against the holy book of Allah, Al-Quran Al-Kareem. Not only Quran, but against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we mentioned during our previous lectures, that Imam Al-Hussain alayhi salam actually interpreted this verse when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, هَذَانِ خَصْمَانِ اخْتَصَمُوا فِي رَبِّهِمْ. They have dispute about their Lord, the God. Imam Al-Hussain said, نَحْنُ وَبَنُو أُمَيَّةِ. It's us. This ayah is talking about us and Umayyad, because we say Sadaq Allah and they say Kadhab Allah. We believe in God while they are so doubtful about God and Allah. And actually, I haven't said this part, that once Abu Sufyan saw the Prophet doing the tawaf around the Kaaba. When the Prophet entered Mecca without shedding any blood, everyone surrounded themselves to the Prophet, and the Prophet started to do the tawaf with his army, with Amir al-Mu'mineen, with his progenies. And Abu Sufyan looked at the Prophet and said, Wallahi la ujayishanna alayka al-juyush. I will develop and establish an army against you. He was saying that in his mind. The Prophet stopped and came back, and he put his hand on the chest of Abi Sufyan and told him, إِذَنْ لَيَنْصُرُنِّ اللَّهِ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help me again and again. And after that, when Abu Sufyan used to sit with his colleagues, and you know, he sits with whom, they used to talk, but not him. They used to tell him, okay, say something. He said, no, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that this stone goes and tells Muhammad what I was telling you. So, and then he used to say, it was a magic. Ahlul Bayt told him, it's not a magic. It's the prophecy. It's prophethood. You don't digest it. You don't comprehend it. Isn't it enough? How many times you tried actually? You tried actually to kill him, but you couldn't succeed in that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him, protected his religion, protected his book. Until now, he protects the book. What you see in Afghanistan, do you think they can actually kill all Shia? No. America couldn't actually demolish Taliban. It's mentality. Wallah, no one can actually kill the Shi'ism at all. If they kill one, they will have 10. If they kill 10, they will have 20. Actually, they will go and learn more and more about their religion. That's how it works. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected Shi'ism till now. They will stay. They are strong and they can. And one day you will see that Shia will rule that country. Why? By their blood, by their strength, by their faith. Wallah, they will do that. So, I was saying, نحن وبنو أمية. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about us and Umayyad. So those used to be rulers. I said yesterday that Muawiyah used to say, Wallah la wallah illa dafna. I cannot sleep calmly until I bury the name of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he cannot do so. Okay. So those used to have influence on historians, and that's why we cannot trust historians. So tonight we'd like to talk about Al-Qasim ibn al-Hasan, of course. So of course, when you want to talk about Al-Qasim ibn al-Hasan and actually read and recite his Rawzah and his Masa'ib and what happened to him, we have to talk about Imam al-Hasan, his father. And I'd like to talk about this actually topic of Imam al-Hasan. When you go to historians, you know, the peace agreement or the treaty that was signed by Muawiyah and Imam al-Hasan, what they try to do, they try always, in Kitab Ibn Asakir, I saw that, in Kitab Ansab al-Ashraf, I saw that today, and so many of their books, they try to show to the nation that there were a dispute between Imam al-Hasan and between Imam al-Hasan. And this is very amazing and ridiculous at the same time. A dispute between Imam al-Hasan and Imam Hussain? Yes. How? When Imam al-Hasan decided to sign that peace agreement, Imam al-Hussain actually rejected that and went to Imam al-Hasan. It was a big dispute. When Imam al-Hussain, they say, Imam al-Hussain told Imam al-Hasan, do you want to demolish what our father did? Our father fought against Muawiyah and now you are signing the peace agreement with him? I'm not going to accept that. And then Imam al-Hasan became angry. And he told Imam al-Hussain, I will put you in chain and put you in a room and close that room and imprison you until I go and sign that agreement. It was then when Imam al-Hussain surrendered himself. Said, that's okay. You are the bigger brother. I'll accept whatever you say because you are bigger than me. Allahu Akbar, how ridiculous this is. So when they are there enough, to talk like that about Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussain, of course we cannot trust them in anything else. Of course. Okay, what's happened then? That up to the end of the story they fabricated, they say that yes, Imam al-Hussain even did not give the bay'ah to Muawiyah. And yes, sometimes Marwan ibn al-Hakam used to climb the pulpit and curse Ali ibn Abi Talib. And Imam al-Hasan was sitting as audience and he said nothing. And Imam al-Hussain realized that. And he went to Imam al-Hasan and told him why he didn't answer him. Why he didn't say anything. And then it was Imam al-Hussain was the one who went and actually condemned Marwan ibn al-Hakam. They fabricated things like that, that wallah, the foreheads shies. Humanity will shy from their fabrications and their lies. How dare they are. So why we don't accept such narrations? Because it's against Quran. How it's against Quran? Let me read a narration or a verse for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ya ayyuhal ladhina aman, ittaqullah, wa aminu bi rasulihi. Oh, those who believe, or you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fear God, be pious. Wa aminu bi rasulihi. If you want to fear God, you have to accept His messenger. You have to believe in His messenger. وَآمِنُوا بِرَسُولِهِ يُؤْتِكُمْ كِفْلَيْن مِّن رَحْمَتِهِ. If you believe in the Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you two pieces of His mercy. يُؤْتِكُمْ كِفْلَيْن. What does كِفْلَيْن mean? I don't know. I have to go and knock the door of the commander of the faithful, Ali ibn Abi Talib, to understand what كِفْلَيْن means. Why two? We don't know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is generous. Why two? He has to say thousands, uncountable. So he's talking about very valuable things. What are those valuable things? Kiflayn min rahmati. When we go to Amir al-Mu'minin and his progeny, they say Al-Hasan wal-Hussain. That's obvious. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He wants to talk about Al-Hasan wal-Hussain, He says Kiflayn. He doesn't say He will give you a light and a martyr, a peace and a revolution. No, Kiflayn. They are the same. They are the same. يُؤْتِكُمْ كِفْلَيْن مِّن رَحْمَتِهِ. Okay? If you don't believe in the Prophet, you cannot understand how valuable that Kiflayn, that two part are. How Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussain are valuable. وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ نُورًا. And He will give you nur, light. تَمْشُونَ بِهِ. That you can actually use that light to walk between people. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ. And He will forgive you. وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forgiving, will forgive. His forgiveness is merciful. It's something that you cannot imagine. It's beyond your imaginations. And what about the nur? يُؤْتِكُمْ يَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ نُورًا. In Ahl al-Bayt, Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam, as well, they say that nur means imamat. And that's obvious. Look at the companions of Ali ibn Abi Talib and compare them to the army of Muawiyah. They took over the water in the Siffin battle. They didn't give, actually, Amir al-Mu'min a drop of water. They are like that. They are Umayyah and Bani Umayyah. Amir al-Mu'min stood up and he delivered a very strong sermon, and he told his companions, do you want the water? Go and fight for it. And Imam al-Hussain was the one who went and fought and confiscated the water. Subhanallah, just yesterday I saw this narration. Imam al-Hussain, salamullah alayhi, he actually took back the water. And then Amr ibn al-As told Muawiyah, we are not in big problem. I said, why? I said, because Ali ibn Abi Talib, we didn't give his army any drop of water. He will do the same to us. He said, you don't know Ali ibn Abi Talib. Go and ask for water. I said, really? As simple as that? He said, go and ask for water. And they went and asked for water. Amir al-Mu'mineen told his companion, just move aside. Let them take water. Some of Amir al-Mu'mineen's companions said, Ya Ali, they did to us. They banned us from the water. He said, we are not like them. We are not like them. We have insight. We have religion. And allow me to open a bracket. Sometimes you see that prophets and their successors and their followers lose the battle. Why? Because they are not vicious. If that ban you from water, you're not gonna ban him from. If that person kills your kid, you cannot kill his kid. Yes, the killer should be punished, but not his kid. That's why that's something. Yes, Amir al-Mu'mineen says that because I am a pious man, Muawiyah can actually win the battle. Otherwise, I know how to win the battle, but I don't like to play. I don't like to lie. I don't like to betray. Wallahi, Muawiyah to yaghdur wa yafjur. He uses treason. I don't like to do that. Wallahi, ma Muawiyah to be adha minni. Do you think that Muawiyah knows better than me? How I have to administrate the war? I know, but I don't like to play like him. I'm not here to kill, to shed blood. I'm here to guide people. So anyway, يجعل لكم كفلين من رحمته ويجعل لكم نورا. You have the light. You know, while they are ignorant. You give while they are refrain. And you can easily differentiate between those who really actually, not claim, really follow Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and those who actually really follow Muawiyah and other people. Because they have the light, they have the nur. Miqdad ibn al-Aswad al-Du'ali, one of Amir al-Mu'mineen's companion, when they used to drag Amir al-Mu'mineen towards the mosque, his eyes was staying on Amir al-Mu'mineen's eyes, and his hands was on the sword, waiting for a glance. Waiting for a glance. He did nothing. Because Amir al-Mu'mineen did not say anything. That was how they use actually to follow Amir al-Mu'mineen. They came to Salman and told Salman, they are dragging Ali ibn Abi Talib. Come and do something. He said, I have to do something. He was there. Me? Wallah la arada dha la atbaqa diyan ala bi. If Ali ibn Abi Talib wants, he can make the sky falls on the ground. He's using patience, and that's a strong indication that we have to use the same patience. Okay. So they claim that there were dispute between Imam Hasan and Imam Hussain. Can we accept that? No. Until they say even sometimes Imam Hasan and Imam Hussain used to have a dispute and used to not to leave each other, to abandon each other, to separate from each other. And some of their companions used to try to reconciliate between them. Till this point they come. How can we trust them? How do you want us to trust some people that talk against the Quran? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Rahman says, مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان. اللؤلؤ means Al-Hasan, Al-Marjan means Al-Hussein. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. Why you deny Almighty God's favors and bounties? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to mention Al-Hasan and praises him, he mentions Al-Hussein and praises him as well. So when you try to separate between Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussain, you are actually targeting the holy book of Allah, Al-Quran al-Kareem. And then, so we cannot accept all of these fabricated narrations, all of them. Let them be 1,000 narrations in their books. We cannot accept it. We will reject all 1,000 narration you will reject from their books. Yes, I don't mind to reject 1 million narration if it's against the Quran. Because the Prophet said, whatever is against Quran, do not accept it. كثرت علي الكذابة. Too many people I can find that they lie upon me. They fabricate hadith. So if you hear anything, just try to understand whether it's authentic or not by actually putting it next to the Quran. If it's similar to Quran, it's my hadith. Otherwise, reject it. Don't be shy. Not only reject it, humiliate that hadith because it's fabricated. If someone comes and lies, so now we're not going to accept him. No, if he keep insisting on his lie, we're going to humiliate him. We humiliate people like Abu Hurairah because they are a liar. We're not going to accept anything from them. So let us go and see. Really, Imam al-Hasan wanted to sign a peace treaty with Muawiyah? No. There is a narration. It says that Imam al-Hasan said to his companion, Wallahi, lawadattu anni uqatilu Muawiyah ila yawm al-qiyamah. I swear by Allah that I wish to fight against Muawiyah up to the day of judgment. However, Muawiyah feared Imam al-Hasan. Why? Because he knew that Imam al-Hasan was the one who fought against the camel woman, and he actually was the one who stabbed that camel. And when Imam al-Hasan stabbed that camel, everything finished. And Imam al-Hasan is the grandson of the Prophet. He's a heavyweight. It's not an easy task to Muawiyah to fool even his nation to fight against Imam al-Hasan. It's not an easy task for him. It's very hard. He cannot justify that. So what should he do? He started to lure some of Imam al-Hasan's companions, so-called companions, with money, and he started to fabricate hadith that the Prophet said that Al-Hasan, my grandson, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reconciliate between two of my ummah through him. Ummah, those who killed Ali ibn Abi Talib, not from ummah the Prophet. They're not from the nation of the Prophet for sure. Those who fought against Ali ibn Abi Talib, they're not even a Muslim. Wallah, everyone knows, even Sunni, no, those who are not Shia, they say whoever stands against Ali ibn Abi Talib, he cannot be considered as, if he prepares the meat, the sheep, you cannot eat from the meat. You cannot marry from them. A Nasibi, called Nasibi, someone who actually declares wars against Ahlul Bayt, is not considered in accordance to Shia jurisprudence, is not considered as Muslim even. Daesh is not considered as Muslim at all. Because they want to kill Ahlul Bayt, demolish the shrines. You cannot consider them as Shia, as Muslim. Anyway, so Muawiyah started to spread the rumor that Al-Hasan wants to sign the peace treaty. So why should we fight? It's enough. Enough is enough. And until Imam al-Hasan reached Madain, the city that Salman Park, they call it. Salman has been buried in that city. And he saw that everyone say that, telling him that, we've heard that you want to sign the peace treaty with Muawiyah. He said, no, I don't want. And then, of course, if you tell a city people, do you want a lockdown or freedom? They will say freedom. Do you want a war or peace? They will say peace. That's obvious. Even if the peace harmed them, people will say, of course, peace. Do you want money or do you want to work? No, of course, I want money. But no, work is good. Probably nowadays people can understand that. Sitting at home is not that nice. Yeah, once a week is good. But 29 days in a month, it's not that pleasant. Anyway, so everyone was calling peace, peace. And even some of Imam al-Hasan's companions, so-called, of course, stabbed Imam al-Hasan. How gharib used to be Imam al-Hasan salamullah. Then Imam al-Hasan saw that he won't have anyone to rely upon but his progeny and some of his companions. Even Ubaydullah ibn al-Abbas, Imam al-Hasan's cousin, was lured by Muawiyah when he paid him, I don't know, about 40,000 dinars, something like that. That's it. Was seduced by Muawiyah, lured by Muawiyah. And he actually told his army, yeah, a peace treaty will be signed. When you tell an army that a peace treaty will be signed, that's it. They cannot fight. They cannot enter a war. They're not going to have that ambition. So Imam al-Hasan evaluated the situation and saw that if he keeps fighting Muawiyah, everyone will get killed. So Karbala will occur before its time. And that's not suitable. That shouldn't happen. So he decided to sign the peace treaty. How? Muawiyah sent the paper to Imam al-Hasan, signed paper, without writing any condition. Imam al-Hasan wrote all of his conditions. Just think about that. Who's looking for peace? Imam al-Hasan or Muawiyah? The one who signed the white blank paper, not Imam al-Hasan. Imam al-Hasan put too many conditions. Some of them were that you are not allowed to kill anyone because he's a follower of Ali ibn Abi Talib. You are not allowed to appoint anyone as your successor. You're not allowed to differentiate between nations. These are followers of Ali ibn Abi Talib and these are followers of Muawiyah. You have to pay everyone what they deserve, and etc. And Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam actually bought the lives of his sincere companions and his progeny. And what happened then? Muawiyah signed the peace agreement or treaty, I don't know what you want to call it, or ceasefire paper, whatever. And then after he signed it and addressed his nation, he came to Medina. He wanted to actually deliver a speech. He realized that he lost the political battle to Imam al-Hasan. Why? Because back then, before signing the peace agreement, it was an easy task for him to kill Imam al-Hasan. But now it's very hard. Because if you tell your nation that that's it, peace agreement, this is the ahadith, no one will come with you to fight, to get killed. Why should we do that? Imam al-Hasan agreed. So Imam al-Hasan secured Ahl al-Bayt and their followers. And that's why in his first speech, Muawiyah stood up and tore apart that peace agreement and he put it under his foot without gaining anything of that, because no one will stand up for fight and war. You said that peace is good, that's it. And he realized that Imam al-Hasan won actually the political battle with him. It needs salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So, till now, if Imam al-Hussein were in behalf of Imam al-Hasan, he would have done the same thing, isn't it? Because Imam al-Hasan won the battle. You want to win the battle, and Imam al-Hasan won the battle. So logically, it's impossible for Imam al-Hussein to do something else. Logically. And that's why the Prophet said, Al-Hasan wal-Hussein imaman, qama aw qa'ada. Al-Hasan wal-Hussein, they are two imam. Either they revolt, or either they actually sit and sign the peace treaty. So we have the full right to ask Sunni historians why you fabricated those stupid stories, ridiculous stories. Why you said that there was dispute between Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein? In accordance to our history, some of Imam al-Hasan's companions came to Imam al-Hussein and told him, we don't agree with this peace agreement. Imam al-Hasan said, okay, what do you want me to do? He said, okay, we will fight with you. He said, I'm not going to say anything. Imam al-Hasan is in charge. Imam al-Hasan is in charge. He's the Imam. I have to follow him. This is our narration. Yes, you might find some weak faith people that go and actually put their suggestions to Imam al-Hussein, that okay, let's go and fight. But Imam al-Hussein won't be fooled by actually naive people. And actually once one of Imam al-Hasan's companion came to him and told him, he put very rude words. He used very rude words in his sentences. Imam al-Hasan listened to him. And then he said, listen, my brother, not everyone has got the same aqidah that you have. He praised him for his aqidah because he was genuine with what he was saying, but he said it in a bad way. Imam al-Hasan did not. Have you seen, like, sometimes a kid comes to his father and he started to shout? His father just hugs him and kisses him because he knows that this kid is his kid. He's got a point. He said, but not everyone has got your aqidah. I accept your aqidah, but not everyone. I cannot put people in danger. This is not rational. I don't want to enter a suicidal, war. This is ridiculous, irrational. And that's why Imam al-Hasan decided to sign, and Imam al-Hussein would do the same thing. Let me give you a very good evidence for that. After Imam al-Hasan passed away, killed by Muawiyah, people came to Imam al-Hussein. All historians, even Sunni historians, mention this. They forget about what they wrote before. People, Imam al-Hussein's companion came to him. We'd like you to revolt against Muawiyah. Imam al-Hussein replied, I won't do so, because my brother signed that paper. I will keep and respect my brother's signature. Okay, fight against Muawiyah. As they used to say, or they said it, the Sunni, they said that Imam al-Hussein wanted to fight. Okay, fight. So now everyone accept that Imam al-Hussein did not take any action, army-wise action, against Muawiyah. So what's happened to what you said? This can show us clearly that those ahadith are fabricated ahadith, and we cannot accept them at all. Okay, let me talk about how Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein's, the nature of Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein's relation. They used to love each other. When they used to be kids, they used to hug each other and sleep. And go see and read the history. They used to go out with each other, come back with each other, pray with each other, go to Hajj with each other. All of the times. And Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. You've heard those fada'il stories that Imam al-Hussein sometimes used to compete by writing something whose writing is better, and the Prophet saw it, what he has to say. Angel Jibreel said, do not actually say one of them is better than the others. We don't want to upset anyone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want to upset anyone. And the lady Fatima said, my necklace, I will put it on the floor. Whoever can take more, actually habaya of that, he's the winner. It was 7, or I don't know. So Imam al-Hasan grabbed 3, Imam al-Hussein grabbed 3. It was 1 left. Allah ordered Jibreel to take that. We don't want anyone to win. So you see, They don't differentiate between them. And even when you go to our recitations and supplications, وَصَلِّ عَلَى الْحَسَنِ وَالْحُسَيْنِ, you say صَلِّ عَلَى Ali, صَلِّ عَلى Fatima, then they say وَصَلِّ عَلى الْحَسَنِ وَالْحُسَيْنِ with each other. Quran says كفلين. Ahlul Bayt said Al-Hasan wal-Husayn. Al-Hasanan. Al-Hasanan. In Arabic, I'm pretty sure you put the name. Hasanain, you put that name as well. Very famous name in Iraq and elsewhere as well. So they were with each other. And even we have that لم يتكلم الحسين بين يدي أخيه الحسن إجلالا. Imam al-Hussein used to never talk in a gathering that Imam al-Hassan was sitting on that gathering as well. He used to wait until Imam al-Hassan talks. Allahu Akbar. And what about the nature of the love of Imam al-Hassan towards his younger brother, Imam al-Hassan? He used to treat him as that. He used to see him as his smaller brother. They came to Imam al-Hussein. A messenger was sent by Imam al-Hassan to Imam al-Hassan. If you want to see me, hurry up. Otherwise, we will meet in the day of judgment. Narrator says that I saw Imam al-Hussein running in the Medina alleys without ammama. He's putting his ammama. He's actually fixing ammama while he's running until he reached the house of Imam al-Hassan. And saw Imam al-Hassan laying down on the bed. He started to cry. Look at how Imam al-Hassan used to be keen to his brother. He said, "You crying for me?" He said, "Yes, I see you in pain. You're throwing up blood, oh my brother." He said, "No, I have to cry for you." How? Because you are with me at the moment. Yes, I'm dying, but you are with me. You are putting your hand in my hand. You are actually crying for me. And now Lady Zainab will come. Everyone will cry for me. Lakin what about you, O Aba Abdullah? Yazdalifu ilayk. 30,000 people will come to you and kill you and shed your pure and tahir and Qudsi blood. I wish, this is very important, I wish I was able to be with you to protect you. To protect you. He used to act as elder brother. Imam al-Hussein was an adult person, but he sees, Imam al-Hassan sees his brother, Imam al-Hussein, as his younger brother. That was the nature of the love that Imam al-Hassan used to have towards his brother, Imam al-Hassan. So what did he do, Imam al-Hassan? He gave all of his kids to Imam al-Hussein. Take them all. And Imam al-Hassan took them all to Karbala. Isn't it weird? How the two brothers loved each other. So he said, I will not be there, but I have something for you. Take my babies. They will grow up. And he went to Karbala. And even we have in some narrations that Imam al-Hassan wrote a letter to his son Al-Qasim. If you see your uncle alone calling for help, go and do not hesitate. I was then, after Ali al-Akbar was martyred, Al-Qasim ibn al-Hassan came. Imam al-Hassan, when he looked at Al-Qasim, he started to cry. He said, what do you want? Oh, my son. He said, Ammah, my uncle, you gave the permission to Ali al-Akbar to go to the battlefield, to meet with the Prophet. You don't want to give me the permission to go. You know, the day after, the day before, Imam al-Hussein was sitting with his companions and progeny when he told everyone that even they will kill Abdullah al-Radi'. It was Al-Qasim when he stood up Are they dare enough to reach our tents while we are alive? Because you know that Abdullah Radhawi cannot walk towards the battlefield. Imam al-Hussein said, no, but I will carry him on my hand and ask for water for him, and they will slaughter him. And then Al-Qasim asked, وَأَنَا مِمَّنْ أُقْتَلْ. Okay, what about me? I'll be a martyr tomorrow. He said, كَيْفَ تَرَى الْمَوْتِ. What do you think about death? He said, Wallah fi nusratika ahla min al-asal. Sweeter than honey, if it is in your way, O Aba Abdullah. So he came walking towards his uncle Al-Hussein. You don't want me to eat honey today, O Aba Abdullah? It's my day. Imam al-Hussein said, no. And he started to kiss, Allahu Akbar, Imam al-Hussein's hands and Imam al-Hussein's foot. This is the grandson of the Prophet. Imam al-Hussein knows that he will get killed. So why do not give him the honor to walk towards his death place and fight and defend himself and his progeny and his Imam? And then what Imam al-Hussein did, you know, Al-Qasim used to be غلام لم يبلغ الحلم, 12, 13 years old. Imam al-Hussein put the ammama, the turban of Imam al-Hasan upon Al-Qasim's head. And he tore apart some of it and put it on his body as kafan, because this man will go and he will not come back. And gave him this sword. He wasn't that tall. When he was used to walk, the sword was actually making a line on the ground. He went, the enemy say, خرج إلينا غلام. A young boy came, وجهه كفلقة قمر. His face was like a moon. Who's this boy? The first boy. It's the first in Islam. A boy comes to the battlefield, walking to his death place. Everyone was surprised, doing like this. Where are the men? Everyone was killed, but Al-Abbas and his brothers protecting Imam al-Hussein and the tent. This is the boy. And he started to say, he saw in the enemy's eye that they don't know him. He started to say, إن تنكروني فأنا نجد حسن. You know who am I? I am the son of Hassan that said, I wish I was in Karbala to protect you, O Hussein. I represent my father in this battlefield. And تنكروني فأنا نجل الحسن صبط النبي المصطفى والمؤتمن, the grandson of the Prophet, the trusted Prophet. هذا حسين كالأسير المرتهن. If you want to ask me why you, although you are a boy, you're coming to the battlefield, my answer is this: because you want to capture my uncle Al-Hussein as a prisoner. بين أناس لاصقوا صوب المزن. And he started to fight against the enemy. Yes, the grandson of Ali ibn Abi Talib, the grandson of the Prophet, he killed some of the enemy, but he was a boy. Something happened to his shoes, the shoe lashes. He sat down fixing the shoes because what? His Shahzadeh, he doesn't want to run in the battlefield with barefoot. No, his Shahzadeh, Allahu Akbar, was there. When the enemy betrayed him, someone came from his behind. Aywa wayla, and struck Al-Qasim with his sword, and he hit his head like the commander of the faithful, and the ghulam fell down on the ground shouting, Allah adrikni, Allah come and help me. They attacked me from behind. Imam al-Hussein came, Allahu Akbar, until he reached her. He went, the first thing Imam al-Hussein did, he chased the killer of Qasim alayhi salam, and he killed the killer, and then he came back to al-Qasim, and he stood up to see al-Qasim swimming in his blood like a babe. Allahu Akbar. He said, يعز على عمك أن تدعوه فلا يجيبك. It's very hard for your uncle to be called by you and not responding to you. أو يجيبك فلا يعينك. If he comes but he cannot help you. أو يعينك فلا يغني عنك. Even if he wants to help you, he cannot do anything for you. تبا لقوم قتلوا من خصمهم في القيامة جدك وأبوك. Allahu Akbar. Historians mention when Imam al-Hussein reached Qasim, al-Qasim was in his last moment of the life. He was actually moving his foot and his hand while Imam al-Hussein sitting next to him. بتشونا يا جاسم شويني يا من رأيت السيف قبلك حزوريني. He started to weep, he started to cry, and he said, just tell me when you fell, Naswan, what did you say? What did you tell yourself? Did you tell yourself that my uncle let me come to the battlefield? I didn't know it's that hard. Allahu Akbar. يا من رأيت السيف قبلك حزوريني هانيكم تخلوني وحالي. You are my nephew. Are you willing to leave me alone? أيوة ويلا. أيوة مصيبتا، أيوة قاسما، أيوة سيدا. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وغائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا واجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه وشيعته ومحبيه والذابين عنه والممتثلين لأوامره. هذا والحمد لله رب العالمين. وصل اللهم على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
Now, can I please request Brother Ali Muknojia to recite the Noha?
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Hey, hey, Qasim, hey, Qasim. Hey, hey, Qasim, hey, Qasim. Hey, hey, Qasim, hey, Qasim. Hey, Qasim, hey, Qasim. कैदी बनकर पाबंद रसन लाशों से जो गुजरे अहले हरम हर बीबी अपने प्यारों से होती थी विदा करके मातम एक बीबी फातिमा बिन्ते हसन पामाल बदन कासिम की बहन किसी एक जा से रुखसत न हुई किसी एक जा से रुखसत न हुई टुकड़ों में जो था भाई का बदन कभी इस टुकड़े पर है कासिम कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। तेरे बैन गरीब नूनी बुलना, तेरे बैन गरीब नूनी बुलना, तेरे कत्ल दा मंजर है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी सहरा देख के रोती थी, कभी गश्ते खा के गिर जाती थी। कभी सहरा देख के रोती थी, कभी गश्ते खा के गिर जाती थी। पामाल हुआ था भाई जहाँ, पामाल हुआ था भाई जहाँ, उस खून पे गिर कर है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी इससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम, कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। किस शान से तुम दूल्हा बने, किस शान से थी बारात चली, किस शान से तुम दूल्हा बने, किस शान से थी बारात चली। बेटी रही दुल्हन हुजरे में, बेटी रही दुल्हन हुजरे में, आए न पलट कर है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी इससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम, कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। विच रस्सियां दे पाबंद हुई, नहीं बैर गरीब दोस्त से कोई। विच रस्सियां दे पाबंद हुई, नहीं बैर गरीब दोस्त से कोई। उंदे हथ आजाद ते मर जांदी, उंदे हथ आजाद ते मर जांदी, तेरा मातम कर कर है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी इससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम, कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। फरमान कहा बेटा कासिम, कह देना दादी जहरा से। फरमान कहा बेटा कासिम, कह देना दादी जहरा से। गुर्बत की कमाई टुकड़ों में, गुर्बत की कमाई टुकड़ों में, दे दी है सजा के है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी इससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम, कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। सनुराज न आए कर बुबना, तू बांझ कफन में बांझ रहा। सनुराज न आए कर बुबना, तू बांझ रहा। तेरे कत्ल दे बाद लईना ने, तेरे कत्ल दे बाद लईना ने, मेरे लुट गई चादर है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी इससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम, कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। हर साथ मुहर्रम को मिट्टी तेरी याद में कासिम उठती है। हर साथ मुहर्रम को मिट्टी तेरी याद में कासिम उठती है। दूल्हा दूल्हा कासिम, दूल्हा 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 कासिम, दूल्हा होते लबों पर है कासिम। है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम, है कासिम। कभी इससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम, कभी उससे टुकड़े पर है कासिम। मोहम्मद मोहम्मद सलवात।
या हुसैन, या हुसैन, या हुसैन, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। लोगों ये तमाशा नहीं, लोगों ये तमाशा नहीं, लोगों ये तमाशा नहीं, इस रोने पे हंसना नहीं, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। क्या मिलता है मातम में किस तरह बताएं, मजलूम को रोते हैं मजलूम जहां में, मजलूम को रोते हैं मजलूम जहां में। पत्थर नहीं सीने में, पत्थर नहीं सीने में, पत्थर नहीं सीने में, दिल है तो ये मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। घर फातिमा जहरा का किस तरह से उजड़ा, जब होगी कयामत तो यूं आएंगी जहरा, जब होगी कयामत तो यूं आएंगी जहरा। एक हाथ में दो बाजू, एक हाथ में दो बाजू, एक हाथ में दो बाजू, एक हाथ में परचम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। जब प्यारे मोहम्मद से मैं प्यार करूंगा, फिर उसके नवासे का मातम भी करूंगा, फिर उसके नवासे का मातम भी करूंगा। जिस घर में मोहम्मद है, जिस घर में मोहम्मद है, जिस घर में मोहम्मद है, उस घर का ये मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। लोगों नबीज़ादी का बाजारों में आना, और बांध के रस्सी में दरबारों में लाना, और बांध के रस्सी में दरबारों में लाना। इस बात पे रोते हैं, इस बात पे रोते हैं, इस बात पे रोते हैं, इसी दर्द का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। जंजीरों में जकड़ा है शबीर का बेटा, माँ बहने खुले सर थी, खून रोता था मौला, माँ बहने खुले सर थी, खून रोता था मौला। सज्जाद से पूछो तो, सज्जाद से पूछो तो, सज्जाद से पूछो तो, क्यों है ये कमर खम, मजलूम का मातम है, मजलूम का मातम। या हुसैन, या हुसैन।
We would like to thank everyone who joined us tonight. We will now conclude tonight's Majalis with the Ziyarah. Assalamu alaikum ya Aba Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulullah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Fatima Zahra. Assalamu alayka ya Abul Fazl al-Abbas. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Gharib al-Ghuraba. Assalamu alayka ya Ali ibn Musa Rida. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Sahib al-Asr wa zaman. Assalamu alayka Imam al-Insi wal Jan. Assalamu alayka Sharik al-Quran. Alaman, alaman, alaman. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala